don't work the way that they're supposed to. YouTube. Oh, Fusion's live.
Almost over. Oh, countdown's almost over. There we go.
It's the final countdown.
All right, live on YouTube.
All right.
All right.
And recording.
We should see if there's a. Is there a link that we can send out for that? Because we should
Yeah.
I can send it to myself.
Some people don't know.
put it out there.
On YouTube.
Hey guys, we know we're live. We're just gonna wait a couple minutes to see who joins us before we get started. So, get comfy.
Amen.
Trying to figure out the best way to put that out there. Guess I can put it in our bio.
Yeah.
We'll be doing that a lot.
Hey guys, welcome. Thank you for coming in. We're just gonna wait a couple of minutes if you just joined us, just for a couple more people to get in. Yeah. Also, Jay's about to put in a link in the bio for YouTube. Oh.
We are upgrading. It's very fancy. Or not. I have no idea if this is gonna work. Fusion. Where? Oh, this one's that link is much better. Thank you.
There we go. Hey guys, yeah. Send us some thumbs up, send us some wavy hands. Let us know you're in here.
So if you got the Instagram up, maybe I'll have the YouTube up, and that way we can
Oh, so you go.
see the two different ones.
Okay.
See what that looks like. Hey, that's us.
That is so,
Well, look at that.
yeah, it looks so different.
I saw Austin.
We're on YouTube. What are we planning to do during the stream? Riley, I can tell, but I don't know if I want to right now. I don't know if I want to. You got to stay tuned in, man. Stay tuned in. But we'll be answering some questions and also talking through a couple things. So
That's not.
just stay tuned. I don't think that's going to hold.
It's not gonna hold. It's worth a try.
Yeah.
Yoda is strong with the Force, but he's not that strong. All right. How many we got?
Classified.
We got a couple.
Wow,
Classified. I like it.
yeah.
I like it. Yeah. So we're trying both Instagram and YouTube today. So if you want to try the YouTube experience and see what we look like this way as opposed to just this way, I put the link to the YouTube in our Instagram bio, so you can go over there and click on that. But either one is fine. We've never done this before. Oh, I just unmuted myself. That's weird. Turn that down.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I know how to see your comments on that yet, so we will figure that out and go from there.
And shout out to Summer. Thank you for noticing Donatello, the Ninja Turtle.
Bonus points, obviously you know what this is, but bonus points if you know what that is.
So let us know in the comments. Who's that?
It's my spirit animal.
Spirit animal human. Yeah, I get started a little bit. Hey guys, let us know in the comments like how you guys doing, how you feeling, maybe some hobbies that you guys have been doing throughout the time. Yeah, just let us know. Talk amongst each other as well.
All right, you just want to get started and
Yep.
see what we're going to do? All right, so I think what we decided we're going to do on this one is just we want to interact with you guys, so if you have thoughts or comments, always feel free to throw it up on the comments, and we will read some of those. But we are actually going to ask each other some questions, so that way you guys can get to know us a little bit and learn some of our deep, dark secrets, inner thoughts, or just whatever happens to be on these cards that are in front of me that have random questions on them. So, yeah, if you guys don't have questions, if you want to know something about us, throw it in there. But if not, I've got a bunch of prefab ones that we can do also. So, do you have anything since you have the comments, or should we go to a card?
I'll probably go to a card because I think
All
right
right,
now everybody's kind of.
we'll let you guys warm up a little bit. I know most of you probably just woke up, so we'll start there. Let's see. Should I go top? Should I go middle? We're gonna pull off the top.
Ooh, okay.
So, Donovan, my first question to you, my friend.
Okay.
What made you glad this week?
Ooh, that's a good question.
What made you glad in this
What
time
made
of just despairing news and depressing things? What made you glad?
My wife. We
Is
had
the right answer always.
But yeah, like we had a really good time. Like we cut off the TV. We watched a lot of TV, but we just kind of cut off the TV, and there was this like marriage app that my wife had, and just kind of asked us it challenged us to ask questions to each other. So we just kind of cut it off and just did that for felt like about an hour and a half, and it was actually really good. Like it caused us to remember back when we were dating, some engagement time, some good memories. It was really good. Like I really enjoyed it.
All right, I like that.
Good.
I don't want to answer that one. I think it's more fun if you just ask me a random one. So
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
my wife made me happy too. Honey, I love you.
So as I'm picking up these questions, if you're just now joining us, me and Jay are asking each other some questions, so you guys get to know us a little bit better. But if you guys have any questions that you would like for us to answer, please put it in the comments so we can see them, and then we'll answer those questions as well. All right. Okay, so Jay, if you had to give up one of your senses, hearing, seeing, feeling, smelling, or tasting, which would it be and why?
Man,
You have to give one up. Which would it be and why?
See, the problem with this question is that smelling and tasting are linked, because if you give up one, you basically give up the other one. So that throws out two immediately, because I like food too much. Honestly, if I had to pick one, it'd probably be sight.
Give it up.
I think I would have to give it up, because I can't give up hearing because of music. And, as I know pretty much what everything looks like at this point in my life, so I can visualize it at least.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I hate that question.
Yeah, that's a hard
Who
one.
came up
man.
with that one? I don't like that. I
That's
don't like
a hard
that.
one.
I do not like that one at all. All right, let's see. All right, next one for Donovan. Let's see what we got. If you owned a store, what would you sell?
Oh my gosh. It depends on the day you ask me.
I'm asking you on Monday.
So right now, I would sell like medical masks. I want to give them away, but then I would sell them as well for people that could buy them, because I think it's needed. But to be honest with you, probably food, like a restaurant. I think a restaurant would be something I would want to do. Not that I'm necessarily cooking, but I love food, but I also like seeing other people enjoy food and having a good time. So if I could just walk around and watch people having a good time eating food, that would be
I like that.
that would be good for me.
I like that. That's very, very cool. I'm going to see if I can log into this thing. But you ask.
Okay.
I should have done this ahead of time.
No, it's all good. It's all good. What Jay's doing, like we're live on Instagram, but we're also live on YouTube as well. All right. So if you can,
This little website, you may have heard of it. Only trillions of people watch videos every day.
This is a good question from Emma. I like this. So Emma asked, and I asked this to you: how old were you when you became a Christian?
Oh man, so that's like a tricky question for me because I don't remember a time when I wasn't a Christian. I grew up in the church, so for me, it's less of a like moment I wasn't a Christian versus a moment I was, and more of a, hey, here's what it looked like for me to be a Christian as a kid versus what it looked like to be a Christian as a teenager versus a young adult versus a guy in his 30s. So I think it's more like steps along the process as opposed to like, hey, here's the line where I was and versus wasn't. And I think that just depending upon what your story is, there's people who have a conversion experience, and then there's people who just kind of grow in their faith because they've always known it. I think you can probably speak more to the other one, right?
Yeah. I got the Lord snatched me up.
Tell me more.
Well, yeah, man. He said when I was on my 15th birthday, I think that's when when it was a culmination of, okay, I think this is what the Lord was doing in my life, was calling me. But yeah, when I was 15, there was a literal like moment shift for me in like my desires and in my heart. So yeah, everything before that was just a bunch of anger and confusion, hopelessness. But at 15 years old, in the church on a Friday night on my 15th birthday, God snatched my heart, man. So, but yeah. I actually think this is pretty cool. So, Amy, one of the small group leaders in Fusion, going back to the previous question that you answered about what would you give up? What sense would you give up? She said that she would give up smell because she works with teens every day, and some of them can be very stinky.
Amen. So I was actually, I don't know if I should talk about this because I might insult all of you, but this conversation actually came up with a couple of our Next Gen staff this morning. Donovan wasn't there, so he's innocent in this, but we were actually talking about how the church may or may not have a different smell because we don't see some of or all of you every week to make an impact on the building. I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying it's a lot more sterile around here. It smells like cleaner and not people. Knowing that I spend a little bit more time with middle school, some of those smells are unique. And I will leave it at that.
That is a very good word, unique.
Unique.
That is a very good word. Okay. So, my question for you. It's my turn. If you could make one movie become real and live in it, what movie would you choose? I'm going to give you a second because Jay watches tons and tons of movies. So
I used to.
if you I'll let him go through that. But if you make one movie become real and live in it, what movie would you choose?
Man, like I feel like I'm living Castaway right now because I'm just alone in my house and
Yoda's your Wilson.
Yoda. No, I mean that's not fair. I have a wife and a child, and we're not alone. But I feel like we all feel a little isolated right now. So probably like just I don't know, like what's a movie? Just like I would like the end of Endgame, like when Captain America's standing there by himself, and you just hear Falcon be like on your left, and then all the circles open up, and he was alone, but then he was with everybody. I could use that right now. Could have some just like maybe in post. Our producer extraordinaire Austin, who's behind the camera, he can just use magic and put you guys all in here with us, and then we can go defeat evil together. Yep. So yeah, of course that would mean I'd have to fight, and I don't have superpowers, so I'd probably die. So there's the downside, but at least I wouldn't be alone.
No, but you're in the movie, so you would have some powers.
Oh, there's probably a question in here about superpowers too. So
it might be.
If I could pick up the hammer, I'd be happy with that. So that's what I'm going to go with.
Very good.
Oh, Riley said the disadvantage of losing smell is being unaware of your own smell. You don't want to go outside smelling like crap. Amen. That is true. Just in general, though, if you bathe every day and throw on a little deodorant, I think you'll be fine. Just basic practices that, again, sometimes we have to remind our younger friends.
it also highlights the need for community, genuine community, to tell you that you stink
Amen.
or smell different.
Speaking of smells, if you had to live with a zoo animal, which one would you choose?
If I had to live,
Listen,
With a zoo
I know you
animal.
grew up in New York City, but you're in
Like-
Pennsylvania now. You are in York, and animals are a reality. So imagine that, maybe not farm animals, but zoo animals. What zoo animal would you live with, and why?
what's doing? All right. My gosh, that's a. I don't. I will answer this question. I would probably have to say, I can't get mauled by them. I'm assuming.
It doesn't say that you can't. It's your choice.
I will switch my answer. A bird, a hummingbird.
What zoo do you go to? What zoo has hummingbirds?
There's some zoos out there that has hummingbirds. Look, they got in New York City. You have to have the whole gambit.
That's fair.
Because we don't know what's going on.
You guys don't have trees. It's,
Yep. But a hummingbird, I think it's cool. They eat, they fly really fast, but they're also quiet. So I can hang out when I want to hang out, and then when I want my own kind of a low time, then they'll be good. They hum just a little bit, but it's not something super disruptive. I feed them a little bit, and that's it. Easy maintenance.
Wow. All right. I don't know how you pick a bird and don't pick a penguin, because they're amazing.
That means I have to be cold.
No, it doesn't. There's penguins in the Baltimore Zoo. I see them in the summer. They might not be happy about it, but they're there.
I don't want to.
Man, they always show up dressed formally. If they're in love with you, they bring you a pebble.
My gosh.
What?
Always dressed formally.
Yeah. Come on, man. It's awesome.
It is true, little bow ties. All right, so before I get to the question I'm going to ask you, Emma had another really good question. What is your favorite worship song?
Man, that's like picking my favorite child. And I only have one, so I have to pick Calvin. But,
So time period.
yeah, like all time or now, you choose.
Let's go now.
My current favorite worship song is Good Grace.
Ooh, okay.
Like it's anthemic. It is the song I just turn on my car as I'm driving and blast it. And now that it's warmer, roll the windows down. And
Yeah.
I love it. Just screaming out Jesus, my Redeemer. I love it.
Yep.
So been in love with it for a while, but it's a big fan right now.
Okay.
I feel like you have to answer that one though.
Oh, Death Was Arrested. I love that song. It's literally just the gospel and then triumphant, like, yo, we live forever.
Alex Arrow is currently singing Good Grace on the comments. So thank you, Alex. Appreciate that. If only people could come together, we would belt that out.
Yes.
And when we can come together, that may or may not make the first set. I'm just saying.
Amen.
So Death Was Arrested also. Yes,
Amen.
absolutely.
Amen. But along that lines, because I'm actually curious about this, what is your favorite worship song of all time?
I knew you were gonna ask.
You, because you asked it first.
I
was
know.
like,
I was hoping you would say now because it's an easier answer. I need a minute. Do you have one?
all right. So this is not my like all-time favorite, because I have like it's hard to pick one like song, but I love the hymn At the Cross.
Ooh.
I love that hymn so much, man. At the Cross is just a hymn.
Want to sing a little bit?
No, Google At the Cross hymn. It is like, just read the words. I love it. I love it so much.
Oh man, I'm going through like just years and years and years of stuff. Like, nothing like dead air on a live cast. You said him, and the thing that immediately popped up in my mind is "It Is Well." And that one is, if it's not number one, it's definitely up there for me.
Yeah,
A couple. a couple others that make the Mount Rushmore.
Oh,
Mount Rushmore.
I like that.
Really old school, but it's still it centers me. It takes me back to a place of thinking about things properly. Is Heart of Worship.
Oh man, I
like,
heard that in a long time.
Yeah, like maybe not the best song. Like it's not catchy, but words wise, like it reminds me of the importance of what worship is supposed to be. Another all timer for me is With Everything by Hillsong. Like it was Good Grace before Good Grace was Good Grace. So if you guys are looking for a new song, go check that out. The live version from Passion is one of the greatest just stops of all time. Amazing. So yeah, those are a couple. I could go on forever. Maybe we'll do a separate podcast just about worship.
I was about to say, yeah.
Man, it's not a podcast. It feels like a podcast though. And Instagram Live.
Yeah.
Just about that kind of stuff. So, all right. I think it was
Your turn.
my turn for a question. You guys keep those questions coming. Your questions are a lot better than these stupid cards ones. So, whatever questions you want to know about me and Donovan, now is
Yes.
your time. For the next, 15 minutes or so.
Yes, and we're definitely making sure we're staying 6 feet apart. We also have some hand sanitizer that is very handy. Okay, it's very handy. It's here with us. Yes, we are doing our part. All right, we are doing our part. Amen.
What's my
Let's see.
question?
So your question is: when you go to an arcade, is your mission to beat the highest score or get the most tickets?
Oh, the most tickets. That's not even close.
Not even.
That is not even close. High score is just, I do not have enough time in my life to just spend doing that. But you put me in front of a skee ball machine when I know that I can get tickets and just chug them out like crazy, then that's obviously something I'm going to do. I'm going to move this now.
Yep. Because you see the question, from Alex.
I did not. Favorite book of the Bible? Oh, man. It's like, he also just said more tickets, more candy.
Yeah.
So, amen to that. The favorite book of the Bible, John and James, probably tie for me.
Wow. John and James.
John and James. John is by far my favorite gospel.
Yeah.
And there's just something about the bluntness of James. And I need the reminder of James because, faith for me is maybe not something that I struggle with a lot. Like, I feel close to God often, and I feel like my faith is strong through that. But the reminder of what to do with my faith properly, James really helps me with that. So those would be my two answers.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, definitely the book of John is, I love it as well. Definitely one of the first books that I've read, even coming to Christ, but I revisit it more often. But the second book I have to choose is actually Daniel.
Ooh,
Like, I
Daniel's so
love
good.
the book of Daniel. Like even right now, like in my own personal time, I'm going through it again. It's just a radical, like, in the world, not of it, like walk by faith, God showing up in the weirdest of situations. Like he's just living life and God is just like, hey, do this. And he does it. No like planning, no preparation. The only thing he does is just walk with God. He's just praying. He's not morally compromising his walk with the Lord as far as fasting and things of that nature. And God just rewarding him time after time after time again, man, and
I like that.
Showing his power. So I love the book of Daniel.
Also, the last half of it's crazy. So, just
Read up to chapter 9.
no, please keep going, and then send Donovan your questions about what all of that means. He would love to answer because it's one of his favorite books of the Bible.
We could talk about it.
Absolutely. Oh man, that is good.
Man.
Amy wants to know how old you were when you were baptized. I was 12. I was 12. I grew up in a Baptist church, so we kind of similar to what we do now. We wait until you make a profession of faith. So I had to sit in front of the board of deacons and tell them why I wanted to be baptized, share my faith story. and then they kind of gave me the go-ahead. So yeah, it was a point in my life where I kind of took one of those steps I talked about earlier, and ironically, it was middle school, and it was after my first worship concert, and by worship concert I mean DC Talk in Camden, New Jersey. So it was, I will never forget this. It was the W's, which you probably never heard of. They were a ska band from the 90s with one hit called "You Are the Devil and the Devil Is Bad." Deep cut. You guys should check that out on YouTube. Jennifer Knapp, who has, not going to get into that. And then DC Talk on their Supernatural tour.
Hey. Yep.
But no, I distinctly remember this, and it's so cheesy. But they sang "Awesome God," and I grew up in a church with an organ and hymns, so even like the simpler praise choruses, which is what we called worship songs back then. Like I never heard them before. So to have something such a simple, awesome truth being sung like that was amazing. But I looked around a stadium of people worshiping, raising their hands, singing out with all they got, and I had never experienced that before. And that moment has always stuck with me. I think it's one of the moments that was defining me to be a worship leader later in life. But coming off of that moment was just a conviction of, hey, I need to take a next step in my faith, and that's when I decided to get baptized.
Amen. Praise God.
So DC Talk, changing lives since, 96 or
Amen.
whenever that was.
Amen. 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 All right. Amen. Emma, with another good question. Emma, you are asking some really good questions. All right. Everybody's asking really good questions. If Jesus was on earth today, what do you think he would do in this fear-filled world?
I want you to give the real answer, and then I have the biblical answer.
Okay.
They're both right, but his is going to be better than mine. So.
No. So, literally, the first thing that popped in my mind when I first read it was, he would do the exact same thing he did when he first came.
Absolutely.
He would love people. He would go around rebuking religious leaders, but he would do the best thing he possibly can to touch people where they are, and just love on them as much as humanly possible.
Yeah. Again, my answer is biblical, but yours is better.
Oh my God.
He'd take a nap. So,
That's good stuff.
yeah. I don't know what chapter it is off the top of my head, but in the book of Mark, when the storm comes up, and all of the disciples are terrified and they think they're going to die, Mark goes out of his way to say, and Jesus was taking a nap on the pillow in the back of a boat. So the great thing about trusting Jesus in a time of fear and anxiety is that he isn't fearful and anxious. Amen. It doesn't mean that he doesn't have the emotions of it, because he's human and he experiences everything that we do. But it means that he's not overcome with it because he knows the truth of the relationship with the Father. So that is the joy and the promise and the hope that we have in relationship with Jesus, that we get to experience some of that the more we get to know him. So that's our encouragement for you guys. Like, if you guys are feeling fearful and anxious with the stuff that's going on, the best possible thing that you can do is to grow in your relationship with Jesus, because no one can come to the Father except through the Son.
Amen.
And it was Jesus' connection to the Father that gave him the confidence to take a nap when everybody else thought that they were going to die in the middle of a storm. There are literally T-shirts out there, and I've debated about getting one forever, and I think now is the time more than any to do that. That says, Jesus took naps, be more like Jesus, and that is the message that we need in this world right now.
Yep.
That was a great question.
That was
a great question.
Great question.
See, this is what we're saying. Your guys' questions are so much better than these cards. So until some more come in, I think it's my turn. So I'm going to pull one. Save us from these cards. That's what I'm saying. Let's see what we got. Wow, this is awkward.
Oh gosh.
No, it's just literally awkward because there's only two people sitting here. So I'm going to ask you this, and it's going to be about me, because it says, use 3 words to describe the person on your right. And I am the person on your right.
Okay.
I did not plan this, but be nice.
Okay. Okay. All right. I have to process.
This is really going to be awkward.
No. I think it's good. So right off the top of my head, the first thing that popped in my mind was bold. I definitely think God has given you a boldness to one speak your mind, but then also to advocate on behalf of other people.
It's really nice. A lot of people use blunt, so I'm glad you chose bold. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah. So bold, strategic.
Ooh,
In our
I feel fancy.
meetings, yes. So if you're on a worship team, you probably already noticed about Jay. He kind of comes at stuff and sees like the long picture and can talk about how to get to certain places like all together, like production and stuff. We've kind of talked about that already. So very strategic in how things come out to play. And sometimes he'll say like, hey, we're just doing it. But I'm like, he's thought about it to some extent, right? But there's a strategy to what he does. And the last thing I would say is, I'm trying to think of something that has like so, all right, so I don't know how to describe this, but like, dang, it's like a brain tank. All right, so that's the only thing that popped in my head. So I don't know how the heck he retains knowledge about stuff, like names, places, random trivia about stuff. If you ask about Star Wars, he kind of knows everything. You ask about Marvel, he kind of knows about everything. Ask some stuff
Are you
about,
just
like,
low-key
worship.
calling me a nerd right now?
Yes.
All right, that's what
Nerd. So bold, strategic, and nerdy.
I'll take it. I will take it. Also, I do retain a lot of knowledge, and all of it is useless.
Yep.
So if you guys are ever on like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and you need to phone a friend, I'm probably your guy. But if you actually need important information, don't call me. I do not know these things at all.
Gemma has a question. So when you get off of quarantine, what are some of the first things you plan on doing?
Oh man, like I just want to go to like a baseball game. I just like to be around people in a place like, and like honestly, church would be the better answer because it does the same thing. But like, I want to be around people where we can actually celebrate a common cause, and just have that camaraderie. And so whether it is the vital importance of worship and the life of Jesus, or the somewhat more inconsequential thing of a dude being able to hit a ball with a bat. They both just sound wonderful because you're around people and you get to celebrate people doing it. So
Yeah.
that is
Amen.
that is what I want. I just want to be around people and hang out and have fun and yell loudly with them.
Loud noises. All right, cool. I like it. I'm gonna answer this. One of the things like I cannot wait to do is play basketball.
Ooh.
Like I really want to play basketball, and the reason why I want to is because I took for granted the time that I had before all of this happened, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll play another time, and maybe I'll play this time, and maybe I'll play that time, and I didn't play. I think I played at RVR, and then I played maybe a couple weeks ago for about 15 minutes. But I'm like, I want to play basketball. Like I want to go out, shoot around with other people, and play basketball, and not take for granted the ability to play basketball with people.
I'll be honest, like if you just went and played basketball right now and like lived it, I think a million people would watch it because we're so desperate to watch sports. Just even if you just showed up by yourself and were able to live stream it, just send ESPN the link. It would lead off SportsCenter.
Okay.
So that is
All right. I ain't got nothing to lose. Might as well.
I know, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Just don't be around people when you do it.
Yeah. Could you imagine? I'm like shooting, and I see somebody coming up, and I just take off, and they pick up my phone, and then they do live with you guys.
Hey man, like 12-year-old me shooting hoops in the driveway was built for this. Like I could never play basketball with anybody because I'm terrible at it. But like I was Jordan in my own driveway.
Oh man. Oh, who are you telling?
I really wasn't Jordan at all. No, that's a lie.
Man.
That's a lie. Cool. I I think we got time for maybe like one more question. So if we'll do one more card, and then if anybody else has a question to throw up on Insta, throw it out there. We'll be able to answer one more. And I think it was your
me?
turn.
Yep. All right, here we go. What's the biggest advantage of being royal?
Can I pass?
Yeah.
That's a terrible
I actually
question.
didn't like this.
That's terrible.
I was looking to see if you were going to answer it,
I was
but
like,
I was like,
there are literally people who like didn't want to be royal anymore and left. So I'm gonna say none and give me a new question.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's the advantage to be like, give me a new question.
I already know your answer to this question.
It's
So
the
I'm
last
gonna
one. It's got to be a good one.
skip it.
All right,
Here
we're
we
gonna
go.
cheat a little bit.
All right,
Favorite
it's going to be
letter?
one of these two.
Oh no! What noise just came out of your face?
I know, I'm sorry. All right, we'll just do this one. If you could shop for free forever at one store, what store would it be?
If you could shop forever at one store for free, what store would that be? Man, this is like a deep philosophical question.
Yes, it is.
Because do you go with the store that has everything that anything you could ever need would be provided and you never have to pay for it, or do you go to the store that has the best stuff because it's more expensive and you can't afford it? I want to hear your answers in the feed as I'm going here. Would you go with the cheap store? Like, would you shop at Walmart for free for the rest of your life, or would you like, I wouldn't do this because I hate Apple, but would you shop at the Apple store? I am trying to think of a high-end store that does both, so that way I can have my cake and eat it too. Oh man, I'm gonna say.
We got some Five Below. We got some
I
Target.
knew I was going to have some Target. There it is.
Target.
Target, absolutely. Man, this is so
Yeah.
hard. Do you have an answer? Because I'm stalling.
So we got Gucci or
Gucci.
Apple.
No me Gucci.
Yeah, a ton of Target. Yeah, this is really hard. Like, so the one thing I'm thinking about is most philosophically you think, because as you grow older, you realize, like, the thing that's, like, in style now will grow out of style, like, at some point.
Oh, absolutely.
So in 10 or 15 years, even though I can shop at the store for free, I don't know if I want to shop there anymore.
It's true.
I don't know. It's really hard. Oh, Amy said Amazon.
But is Amazon a store?
That's safe. Online, everything is moving online.
That's true. If Amazon counts as a store, then the answer is definitely Amazon.
Yeah,
Because
it
there
kinda
is
has to be.
nothing that you can't get.
Yes, it has to. It will be smaller than you originally imagined and have less, but you can get.
Yes.
Like when we try to order those leaves for the thing we were doing for Fusion, and I was under the impression that there would be one size and it came another size.
Dude, that happened to me. So for the first little inside baseball. So for the first one gathering 2 years ago, it was supposed to be outside and then it rained because just bad luck. So we were gonna have like we were gonna have a sandbox, right? So bought all this sand. It was gonna be really cool just to be able to lounge and kind of be on the beach. So I was like, oh well, I'll get like pails, like you would go to the beach and like you could make sandcastles and we'll get a little wet and it'll be fun. So I ordered like a bulk pack of them from Amazon. I kid you not, they were this big. This is Ron Swanson, by the way. Nobody guessed it. The pail was this big, and I was like, I'm still going to put them out there. And then the Lord intervened and made it rain, and we didn't do it. But, yeah, that was so basically, maybe Amazon isn't the right answer, is what we're taking from that.
But it's the safest one. Amazon
It's true.
is the safest.
It's true. You get food now on Amazon. So,
Yeah.
and, one day Prime will be up and running again.
Yeah.
We'll be able to figure
Yeah.
that out.
Yeah. Before we head out, earlier you kind of talked a little bit about possibly even doing like a worship kind of live or whatever. If you guys are actually interested in that, like something just kind of just talking about worship in general, favorite songs, all that other stuff, just kind of comment and let us know that, and some things that we can kind of talk about as we do these lives, because that would be cool. And you guys' questions were great, man. Favorite books about
Alex has
everything.
one to send us out on.
Okay.
It's the most important question that was asked today. So, Donovan, what's your favorite letter of the alphabet?
D. D. It is a strong, strong letter, right? D is the best alphabet. It is also, no, it's not. Never mind. D. Does that look like a J to you guys? From where you're standing?
My name is literally a letter. Come on. I'm just saying. The answer is obvious. So, all right, guys, this has been fun. We're going to be doing this every Monday, probably around 1 o'clock. So we're going to be doing live, and then I think we decided 1 o'clock every day, right? Basically.
Yeah, for everything. Yeah.
So there's going to be content coming out on various platforms at 1 o'clock every day. So Monday is going to be live. What's coming out on Tuesday?
Tuesday, you guys are basically going to get some like announcements for the Bible study that's going to be happening that night.
Cool. Wednesday, we're going to be doing worship videos. So Wednesday worship at 1 o'clock, we're going to be posting a video on our Instagram feed about that. Then Thursday is...
Word of the week, word of the week. So you guys, like, we haven't put that on Instagram as of yet, but we've been kind of posting about it. But is the YouTube link in the bio?
YouTube link is in the bio.
If you head over to YouTube right now, you can actually go over and watch one of the words of the week.
Yeah, we want you to be subscribing to YouTube because we're going to start putting more stuff out there. It gives us a few more options than Instagram does.
Please do, guys. Yeah. And I think that's...
And then on Sunday, the mini message, which we had some technical issues with yesterday, but you can look forward to that later this afternoon?
Yep.
Perfect.
Yep. We're gonna
On
put something
YouTube.
On YouTube, yes.
Yes.
So on Instagram, we'll put something up on the story to let you guys know that it's now live and it's now active, that you can go over to YouTube and do it. But if you have not, please jump on over to YouTube, click subscribe so that you can get the notifications about everything that's happening.
Yep. Check the link in the bio or just go onto YouTube and search LWCC Fusion and you'll be able to find the page. Yep. All right, guys. Till next time. Love you.